We're going to return to the dominant New Testament command to the Christian community, that we love one another. And as we flesh out the various ways that love one another is presented to us, we have more and more tools to put it into practice. So today I just want to look at the relationship between love and obedience. Let's start with Romans chapter 13, verses 8 through 10. Owe no one anything except love each other. For the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. For the commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and any other commandment are summed up in this word: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor, therefore love is fulfilling of the law. See, it would be wrong to merely treat the laws of God as prohibitions against sin. Don't do this, don't do that, and so on. In truth, the laws of God are actually designed to teach us how to love God and to love our neighbor. Now, it might seem obvious to you that murdering or adultery or stealing is unloving, but Paul says that any commandment is summed up by "you shall love your neighbor as yourself." And this helps us to see that God's commands are actually for our good. Commands that lead us in pathways towards loving others. Which means that as you're reading the scriptures and you're confronted with a command that you violated, when you're confronted with your sin, you have to realize that your sin doesn't just affect you. It always has an effect on other people. The consequences of our sin affect those that we are called to love: our families, our churches, our neighbors. And therefore, when confronted with sin and we turn away from sin and we pursue obedience to God's commands, we're actually acting in love towards other people. We could say that obedience is love. And it works the other way as well. Love is obedience. For this, let's go over to John chapter 15. Starting in verse 12, Jesus says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." You see, Jesus speaks of love for one another as a command to be obeyed. It's not optional. It's actually the law of God, and so we must pursue obedience to love others. But how do we do that? Jesus says in verse 13, "Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." Okay, but what exactly does it mean then to lay your life down for your friends? Listen to Jesus explain in verses 14 and 15. "You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you." So first, Jesus says that we are his friends by obeying him. We love Jesus by obedience to him. And since Jesus has made God the Father known to us, then our obedience to God and his commandments demonstrates friendship and love both to Jesus and to others who love Jesus. Laying down your life for your friends isn't necessarily just giving up your physical body. Laying down your life for your friends is to pursue obedience to God for the sake of your friends. You obey God so that those around you might experience the love of God in and through you. Jesus continues, John chapter 15, verses 16 and 17. "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. These things I command you, so that you will love one another." See, obedience is love, and love is obedience. Now it can be hard at times to know exactly how to love other people. Maybe they're difficult to love. Maybe their circumstances, something you don't know how to speak into. Maybe you want to fix their problems, but their problems aren't easily fixed. And so you question, how is it that I could love this person? But have you ever considered that one of the keys to loving others is actually your own obedience to God? Not so much that you express direct love to them, but you demonstrate your own love for God through obedience that then trickles over into love for them. See, as you're made holy by God, as we fight sin and temptation, as we pursue obedience by the power of the Holy Spirit, God actually makes us more loving because his love flows into us and then boils over to others. So if you want to love the Christian community, if you want to love your church, start by obeying God.